superhumanistic podcast where we talk about all things health and wellness. Thank you for joining us today. We are your hosts, David and Jessica. Make sure you follow Superhumanistic on socials. Make sure you hit this follow button on the podcast so you never miss another episode. And share this podcast with someone that you love so they can get more health and wellness tips into their lives and live a longer, healthier, happy lifestyle. Well, last week we talked about aging, and there's 2 points in life where you typically age rapidly, and that's the ages of 44 and 60. So we break that down for you in terms of the reasons why, and also give you strategies to prevent aging rapidly throughout your life, but especially at those 2 ages in life. This week we're going to be talking about calcium. So you might know that calcium is important, but we're here to tell you exactly why it's important. We're going to talk about some calcium nutrient-rich foods that you can start eating. We're going to also break down what amount of calcium that you need to be intaking based on your age. And we'll also talk about what happens if you get too much calcium. So if you want to learn more about calcium, stay tuned, and I think you're going to kick it off with some information.
Yeah, so calcium, of course, develops, I think we've all heard this growing up. At least I have. My mom would always say to finish your milk at the dinner table because it helps you to get stronger bones as well as stronger teeth. But those aren't the only things that calcium can do for us. Yes, we do have strong bones and teeth by consuming calcium, but you also have, it also supplies us with structure and hardness of the physical architecture of our body, right? Like your bones are really important for your architecture as well as your teeth. It keeps our heart and muscles and nerves functioning normally as well, and then facilitates in blood clotting, so that our blood doesn't clot and we are able to have stronger muscle contractions to pump the blood through our body and the muscles. It helps to also regulate our heart rhythm and our nerve function. So those are what I have for how calcium benefits the body. And then I know my husband is going to talk about...
Yeah, I have some information related to what happens if you don't get enough calcium. So with that being said, basically what happens is your bodies are always working to regulate the amount of calcium that is flowing through your body. If you're not getting enough of it, then your body's going to start to take calcium from certain areas such as your bones or teeth to meet other needs. And then that's when you can experience issues with weakened bones or teeth, breaks, fractures, and those type of things, especially as you get older. So you want to make sure that you're preventing any kind of weakened bones and teeth by getting enough calcium, especially as we age and especially for women after menopause, because that can lead to conditions like osteoporosis, brittle bones, and basically that's going to kind of continue over time. So you want to prevent that. You talked a little bit about some of those things earlier, muscle cramps. So if your calcium levels drop too low, you might experience some muscle cramps or muscle spasms, especially in the legs. So if you're experiencing that right now, you may want to look into your calcium intake and a calcium deficiency. Also, fatigue and weakness. If you're low on calcium, that can really affect your energy levels. So you want to make sure that you're maintaining your energy levels so you can feel good each and every day. And also, if you're not getting enough calcium, you could see an increase in heart disease because calcium plays a crucial role in having a healthy heart. So it's important to make sure you're having adequate calcium intake and prevent any cardiovascular problems.
Yeah, did you have the amount that we should intake for the adults and children?
Yeah, that's absolutely important factor. So we want to make sure that you're not taking too much calcium. So how much calcium do we need? It really depends on your age. So children 1 to 3 years of age should be getting about 700 milligrams per day. Children about 4 to 8 years old should be getting 1,000 milligrams or 1,000 milligrams. Teens 9 to 18 years old should be getting about 1,300 milligrams per day. Adults 19 to 50 should be getting 1,000 milligrams per day. Women over 50 and men over 70, 1,200 milligrams per day. And if you're pregnant and breastfeeding, you should be getting 1,000 milligrams per day. So it's important to note that calcium levels can vary based on individual factors like medical conditions or lifestyle choices. So that's just a general overview of how much you should be getting. And then I think you're going to jump into some foods that are high in calcium.
Yes, so obviously dairy products will have some calcium in it, but there are other foods that have really high calcium, the nutrient calcium in the food. So eating these will also help for you to get that 1,000 or 1,500 milligrams that you are needing, based on, of course, age and sex and things like that. So kale, cooked kale, a cup of cooked kale is going to provide 177 milligrams of calcium. Bok choy, cooked again, is going to provide 185 milligrams per cup of calcium, and that's like that Chinese cabbage that you'll see in stores. Not only is what's great about intaking foods outside of just being a dairy product is that you're also getting those benefits of the vitamins that are in those foods too. So with bok choy, you're going to also have a good source of your vitamin A and C. Spinach cooked, a cup of spinach cooked is going to give you 245 milligrams. Collard greens cooked again, 268 milligrams per cup. And then you have your canned fish. So canned fish, again, really good with the calcium content in the canned fish, but also getting those omega-3 fatty acids in addition. And a lot of times what happens is like those other minerals that you're intaking with the vegetables or the fish is also allowing our bodies to be able to use the calcium to the most efficient way. So canned fish is also abundant in that vitamin D that is found in calcium. So are found like in dairy products as well. So you're able to then absorb the calcium and vitamins and minerals better with some of these other food options. So salmon, and this is salmon with bones in it. Not eating the bones, but wanting to cook the salmon with that bone because you're getting some of those minerals from the bone, is 181 milligrams per 3 ounces of salmon. And then sardines, I still haven't gotten into sardines. I try. It just looks so weird in the can. It kind of freaks me out. But yes, my husband's a huge fan of sardines.
A little mustard, a little Tabasco, good to go.
I'll have to get used to it because it does offer 325 milligrams per 3 ounces of sardines. You also can get it from white beans. So you're getting fiber then as well with the beans, but not as high of a content with calcium. It's 71 milligrams per half cup of white beans. And then tahini is like that sauce. Basically, it's sesame seeds that have been ground to make this like syrup. It's 154 milligrams per tablespoon. And then blackstrap molasses. It's my first time hearing of this, but blackstrap molasses, that specific kind of molasses, gives you 177 per tablespoon. So 177 milligrams of calcium per tablespoon. With that, be careful because it is really strong. It's like a strong flavor of a molasses. So you want to like combine it with other things, like in dishes that you're making. And then Naupalis, I think I said that right, maybe. Basically, it's the close enough. Leaves or pads of a prickly pear cactus. So the prickly pear cactus, the leaves are the Naupalis, When you cook them, you're able to eat those leaves, and it's 244 milligrams. You can make it also into like a drink, so you're like scraping the inside of the leaf out, and it's like this gooey, weird substance that comes out of it. But you can eat that cooked or put it in like drinks and things, make it kind of like a molasses or syrup. And then tofu, of course, is high in calcium as well, and also really good if you prepare it with calcium sulfate. So you're looking to have 434 milligrams of calcium per half cup of tofu that you're cooking with the calcium sulfate. So that's the highest content of calcium on this list of foods. We haven't really done a lot of tofu. Actually, I don't know that I've ever tried tofu like by itself, like cooked it by itself and ate it. I've only tried it in other dishes. So something to look into. Yeah.
Maybe add that to your repertoire.
Yeah.
So as my wife was mentioning, you can certainly get your daily recommended value of calcium through eating a diverse diet. So if you're doing that, you do want to be mindful of overconsumption of calcium, because that is absolutely possible, especially when you're taking supplements. So this can lead to kidney stones, constipation, or really impaired absorption of some of the other minerals you mentioned, like iron and zinc. The upper limit of calcium each day is about 2,500 milligrams. So make sure that you're consulting with a doctor if you have concerns about a calcium deficiency, or just want to make sure that you're getting enough. So that is pretty much what we had for you today. Make sure you follow Superhumanistic on all socials, on YouTube, and hit that follow button on this podcast so you never miss another episode. You can help us out by sharing this episode with someone that you love that could use more health and wellness in their lives. And, calcium is an essential nutrient for bone health, as we talked about, but also muscle function, nerve function, and so many other things. Keeps your bones and teeth strong. So whether you're eating leafy greens or enjoying a glass of milk, it's important to ensure that you're getting enough of this essential mineral so you can be more superhumanistic. We'll see you next time.
Bye.